Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, May 8th, 2019. I'm Fredicia Liebert. The Cabinet of the Nevis Island Administration, along with Chief Labour Officer Gary Liebert, met today, Wednesday, May 8th, with the General Manager and a team from the Four Seasons Resort Nevis. The meeting, chaired by Acting Premier the Honourable Alexis Jeffers, served to give the government an update leading up to the hotel's planned closure for repairs and upgrades.
I want to, at this point in time, apologize for the absence of the Honourable Mark Brantley, who is the Premier of Nevis, and also the Minister of Labour, who you may have met with before, Honourable Spencer Brand. They are both in the Republic of China, Taiwan, an official state visit, and of course, he has asked us to proceed with this meeting. He certainly would have loved to be here, but of course, circumstances would have taken him elsewhere. But we're here to proceed, and I do believe it is important for this meeting to take place and to continue on with the island's business, as we want to make sure that we are staying in touch with the resort, the Four Seasons Resort, and getting as much information to disseminate accordingly, as there have been a lot of discussions on the island regarding the planned closure of the resort. At Four Seasons play a major and integral part in the overall development of the island of Nevis, its people, and the island on a whole. That being said, I do believe this morning's meeting will allow us to put a few things on the table, and at least we will be leaving this meeting, I hope, more equipped with information to divulge as we go along.
The Four Seasons Resort Nevis is expected to close from June to September and reopen in October.
The resort, as you know, have been during two phases of renovations in the last 18 months. This year, that phase 3 of the renovation is going to be really intrusive and really relevant to the history and the legacy of this resort for the future. We decide and we agree, based on months of hard work on how to do this the right way, to have a closure of the resort during 4 months. The villa component will remain open, and certain amenities of the resort will remain open a la carte under request of potential guests, rentals, or villa owners, meaning like spa, golf course, tennis courts, fitness center, and few other things will remain open, but under what we call a la carte, that is under request.
According to Four Seasons Resort General Manager Gonzalo Gulmen-Ros, the closure is intended to preserve the integrity of Four Seasons Resort Nevis, as well as that of the hotel's employees.
About 250 or a few more colleagues will remain working full-time, and about 400 will be not working during those 4 months, and they will be paying, they will not be terminated, that's important to clarify, and they will be paying a certain percentage of their salary plus full benefits. So, and they have the luxury to go and work with other companies or places or the construction company, and if they do and they achieve a job with them, if they have the skills and the desire to do it, they will still get the salary that we are offering as a 25% as a gesture from the resort owners and the benefits. Once we are reopened, we are sure that we're going to elevate this resort to be the first resort in the Caribbean as it was 28 years ago.
Also representing the Four Seasons Resort were Resort Manager Philip Salud, Director of the People and Culture Yvette Beltram, and Director of Finance Henry Ortega Torres. The activities for Agriculture Awareness Month will continue tomorrow, Thursday, May 9th, with this week's edition of Eat Local Thursdays.
This week's Eat Local Thursdays is at your Brentas. On the menu, cornmeal, ofunji, ground provisions, roasted breadfruit, saltfish, stew mutton, mashed green bananas, and the conch water. Remember, it's Eat Local Thursdays, this Thursday at your Brentas.
The Department of Agriculture will also host a sale at the George Mowbray Hanley Public Market on Friday, May 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. A variety of fresh produce will be on sale, including tomatoes, beets, carrots, cucumbers, onions, sweet potatoes, green bananas, green plantains, thyme, celery, and squash. Agriculture Awareness Month is being celebrated under the theme Think Climate Smart for Food and Nutrition Security and Sustainability. Still to come,
Bobby has never been properly recognized for the crucial role he played in the campaigning for the 1980 general elections.
the details after this break.
Jump up, free up, bet up, no standing up. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45, yeah. Music, folklore, pageants, and so much more. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45.
Join us from July 25th to August 6th for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. It's Culturama 45.
Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45. Yeah. Love, passion, pride, culture, I'm a 45.
Welcome back. The body of the late Herman Bobby Liebert was laid to rest on Saturday, May 4th, following an official Thanksgiving service for his life at the Gingerland Methodist Church. The former Speaker of the National Assembly passed away on April 12, 2019, at the age of 78 years.
In the years after the traumatic sinking of the Christina, during those very challenging years in the 70s, after the chaos and disruptions caused by the horrendous loss of life, so many lives, including two of his sisters, Bobby was in university in Canada. While engaged in his studies, Bobby became a prolific writer and posted weekly columns in the Democrat newspaper. He presented clear, logical, and persuasive arguments for a better Nevis. And among other things, he argued for better representation for Nevis from the government in Bastia, greater authority for the Nevis Local Council, improvements in the living conditions for Nevisians at home through the provision of basic needs like better roads, better water supply, an expansion of the electricity supply, better health services, better educational opportunities, and employment opportunities.
A number of tributes were made in Liebert's memory, including those by Ajodi Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association, Jocelyn Elliott, President of the Nevis Reformation Party, E. Roberto Hector, NRP Combined Constituencies, Yvonne Liebert and Carleen Liebert, the Blackett family, and Krista Liebert Clark. Carlisle Powell gave the eulogy of the late Herman Liebert.
He was involved in the discussions that led to the formation of the NRP-PAM coalition that saw a change in the leadership for the first time since the general election of July 1946. As a part of the change, Bobby Liebert became the Speaker of the National Assembly. Our distinguished colleague left the Speaker's chair in 1985 to become the legal advisor to the Nevis Island administration. He served in that position with distinction from 1985 to 1992, and again from 2010 to 2013. In between those years, he was a nominated member from 1992 to 1999, before quietly stepping back to make way for the introduction of Hensley Daniel. He was the chairman of the Nevis Reformation Party for over 25 years, continuously. His NRP family will mourn his loss for years to come. He served as president of the Nevis Cricket Association, having succeeded his longtime friend Joseph Parry. It was under his presidency that Nevis hosted its inaugural first-class match when Guyana played here in 1980.
Tributes were also made by member of the opposition in the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honorable Joseph Parry, Nurse Bernadette Jeffers, Libert Law, and Stephen Straker. Also in attendance were Governor General, His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton, Speaker of the National Assembly Michael Perkins, Deputy Governor General Her Honor Hyleta Libert, Resident Judge His Lordship the Honorable Justice Ermin Moyse, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, the Honorable Patrice Nisbet, Senator the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, members of Her Majesty's Council, President of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Honorable Farrell Smithen, Acting Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, Retired Resident Judge Perletta Lance, Cabinet Secretary Stedman Truss, Legal Advisor Helen Lewis, and other senior officials in the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Nevis Island Administration. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, John Hanley, says he is pleased with the support from the public of the Jessups Seafood Fiesta, which took place on Monday, May 6th at the Jessups Community Center.
I'm very satisfied with the turnout here at the Jessups Seafood Fiesta. This is one of the events that the Ministry of Tourism has always endorsed since we began our exposition Nevis month of activities. We endorse this event because it encapsulates the heart and soul of community-based tourism, where a particular event is owned and managed by the local community. The Jessups community has embraced this event fully, and we have seen the support for it grow and grow and grow over the years, and we are very proud to be associated with the Jessups Seafood Fiesta. We are pleased to see the wide variety of goods that we have here, fried fish. I like the fried gar especially, and all the other things, those things that grandmother used to cook, the corn, and all the good hearty ground provisions. Those are the kind of things that people reminisce on, and every year they look forward to the Jessups Seafood Fiesta. So I wish the Jessups Community Center proud of all the very events as they go forward with us.
The activity was hosted by the Jessups Community Development Group and formed part of the activities for Exposition Nevis. Hanley, in speaking to the Department of Information, compared this year's turnout to previous years.
The Ministry of Tourism has been helping a lot with the promotion of this event, along with other agencies, of course. And we have seen some greater response from the hotels. They have been putting up the flyer, their activities desk, and we have in fact seen a number of tourists coming here. And of course, local persons, you can't take the picture away from them. We have seen the enthusiasm from the locals all around the island increase over the years.
Talking is futile. Eating is a must.
Monday's activity was the 6th hosting of the event. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Libert. Thank you for viewing.